when it comes to spirituality and our guides, we understand, we are spiritual and stuff. Well, there can be an aspect of manipulation that takes place. This is for Jehovah's Witnesses. This is for religion. This is for Quakers. This is for understanding Christianity, demons and angels. What if we're all partaking in this life, this role, this reality together, helping each other out in a spiritual context? And also, because they've added technology to the system itself, we can see holograms, we can understand those concepts. So why can't it be understood as a fifth dimensional concept? And this is why I've underpinned the dimensions, because 5D is that. Everyone said they're reaching fifth dimension. I think it was like 10 years ago. And it is a concept. There is a truth in that. You can affect someone on the other side of the world. Okay? And you don't even realise. Or you might realise. And it depends. So, spirituality, you have to really consider, is that spirit guide looking out for you or themselves? Is there a manipulation that's taking place for them and their goals? Because they want you to project that to the masses? That's why your business is so successful? Or do they want you to help? Is there an overarching source that's beneficial to you or unbeneficial to you? And I think that really depends on the influence that's being taken place on the plane. Who is controlling those zones? So let's get into higher selves. Our higher self concept. So this is like my ninth house wound, if you like. They say I'm looking for my higher self, which is not necessarily true. I don't believe it. And there's a reason why. I don't believe we have a higher self. I think we are it, and we are integrated within it. And that's the truth. And I don't think we have a higher self. I think we can either integrate with that higher self, and that's it. There is no searching for a higher self in that connotation, because you are the state of consciousness. It is you. It's within you. It was always you. It was never above you or beyond. So when I understand things like this, you are the state of consciousness, and that's all it needs to be. And I think that when people say they have a higher self, I don't think that's true. I think that can be an archonic perspective, and I think that that's just my opinion. Like, it's archonic. I don't know how else to explain it. It's like an archetypal energy, and it's a controller. And this is how I see aspects of spirit guides. This is how I understand and underpin certain things, because it's a way of manipulating a population to their agenda. So it's through, it's almost like it doesn't take long for too many cooks to spoil the broth, So you can only stay in a state until it starts being manipulated. It's a fifth dimensional concept. Past, fast forward, and go back again. That's 4D, but it's almost like an aspect of it's almost like an aspect of 5D is like an aspect of a different realm. But you can recreate that. That's recreated in your brain from past, present and future memories connected together. So this is how you can understand spiritual significances. This is how it can make sense. You might not have seen the place before, but in the future you might. And this is probably the closest thing to spiritual significance that you might withhold. And I also think as well that some people might have good spirit guides, but some don't. and it's archonic in nature or it's angelic in nature. And that's probably a really good interpretation of the Christian theology that can be brought down to understand how spirituality can actually be manipulated. Because like I've said, I have a Chiron in the 9th house, and it's relating to spiritual and religious matters. So I can really understand spiritual or religious abuse. I can look at it and question it and, see from afar. Institutions, things like this, education, things like this, right? So I also have Jupiter there as well. So I have luck, and I can underpin certain things that may be difficult for the people to understand to bring it to you. So just be wary, in my opinion, of spirit guides, angelic forces that appear to be angelic, and archonic energies that appear to be angelic, okay? And also imposters, if you'd like. And this is because spirituality has changed. It's not the same as what it was when our ancestors was here. Like I said, the technology has changed. So we have to be very careful about what we believe in, about what we see, and trust ourselves. But I'd also like to say the knowledge is hidden in plain sight. It's not some secret knowledge that's hidden somewhere. Or if it is, then if it's already been written and it's down in a cave or something like that of knowledge, then you would know that that's going to be, it's out already. It might be hidden in a vault, but it's knowledge. It's still here. And we can access spiritual consciousness and a togetherness as an aspect of it all joining together, then there'd be a truth somewhere along the lines. We would know that knowledge. Like, it's not hidden. It's hidden for protection, but it'll come out when it needs to come out type thing. Like the vault of like the Vatican, for example, with all those with all the verses that are not in there. So we have to also understand things like this. How many times has the Bible been changed into a New Testament? Just as an example. So over time it gets changed and changed and changed and changed. So it becomes no truth to it. So it means that there's no substance to it anymore. That's why people tend to steer away from things like religion. And so this is kind of like how a new era is created, because it doesn't mean anything anymore, because that book doesn't have my truth in it that I knew once upon a time in my past lifetimes, for example. You see where I'm going from with reincarnations. So to follow something completely by the book now would be impossible unless we're relating to law. But following something completely by a book, meaning a Bible concept, well, that's not because it's got the Old Testament in there. So it's gonna not be as catchy to people. They're gonna be looking for something else. So what are they gonna do? They're gonna search in technology. They're gonna search for the answers somewhere else. But there was a big gauge on fake news just before COVID, and it distorted a lot of things, and the knowledge is still out there, but it's more within us. We have to step back and take an open mind. I have Chiron in the 9th house. I'm aware. I see that it's a direction of a narrative to change, a gauge, to bring a tech ordained reality. And we have to realise that our spirituality will be one of the biggest hits, because it's an understanding of brain, our minds, Aquarius, air. And the information that's being passed on to us might not necessarily be true too. So I just wanted to break that down, share Chiron in ninth house matters and how it can affect us spiritually going into the era of Aquarius. My name is Gemma Haley. I am a criminologist, mother of two. Take care.